I used to think that the weight loss equation was so complicated. I would look online and I was totally baffled and overwhelmed by all the information. It was like, do I do keto? Am I meant to be fasting? Should I be totally cutting carbs? Should I be going and doing some paleo diet? Am I meant to be calorie counting? How many calories am I meant to be consuming? I didn't know what to do. And then as a result of that, pretty much in my mind, I built it up to be this massive thing. And instead of just focusing on putting healthy food in my body, I thought, well, because I don't know if I'm having too many carbs, or I was constantly over questioning things, I just didn't do anything at all. The problem was that this overwhelm had led me to a place where I wasn't doing any food prep. I wasn't doing any meal plan. I wasn't thinking about what I was going to eat in advance. I was literally going to the shops every day. I was eating on the fly, dinner based on whatever I could hunt around in my pantry and my fridge. And I wasn't inspired. I wasn't interested in what I was eating. It was literally salads with tuna if I was being good, or it was steak and veg if I was also being good. And both of those meals are incredibly bland. Now, the problem with all the information on the market and how conflicting it can all be is that once you get overwhelmed and you don't know what you're doing, you start second guessing yourself. You end up just retracting from it and feeling like, well, I can't maintain that for the next 40 years. I can't stick at that long term. And so what's the point? I don't know how to change this. And so you just stay in that repetitive cycle. So I want you to know that all foods deserve a place on your plate. The chocolate, the lollies, they're the love of my life. And yes, I eat them every week. The alcohol, you can have that too, and you can still have results. You don't have to go hardcore and follow all these really rigid rules and say that you're going to completely cut things in order to be in a body that you feel confident in. You don't have to do that, but you do have to start to repair your relationship with food and removing those rules and saying to just go back to healthy eating. And what you find is naturally you make better choices, because when you have food prepared and you don't feel overwhelmed by it and you know that it's healthy and you have options and meals that actually inspire you, you choose to eat it. Not because you're bored, not because you want takeout, because it actually makes you feel good. You have great energy, you have mental clarity, you get up in the morning, you're actually excited about the day because your body is getting what it needs. This also reduces binge eating. Having this all or nothing mentality around food and just saying, I'm never going to have chocolate again, I'm never going to have alcohol, I'm never going to have the nibbles, I'm just not going to socialize, I'm just going to peel back on that, and then when I get my results, then I'll deal with that. That's not a sustainable approach. You can't do that for the next 40 years, so don't even invest time and energy into that. What I recommend with my clients is that they actually meal plan. Think about, okay, when are you going to have those things that you absolutely love? Factor them into your meal plan, have them on a weekly basis, and realize that they deserve a place on your plate. And the reason is because they keep you sane. They stop you from binge eating. They make you feel like you've got a balance. And when you have balanced food and you include all the things that you love, you also have a balanced mindset because you don't constantly feel like you're missing out. So stop scouring the web, stop Googling what is the next best fad diet that you can possibly find, and start to look within you and say, what are the foods that make me feel good? What are the types of cuisines that I enjoy eating? And how can I make these more frequent in my diet so that I don't end up pushing myself to that brink or I end up ordering takeaway or eating on the fly?